JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 15th of October 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon quick session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, first of all, to apologize for the late start. I'm just having a few technical issues here, but hopefully everything's going well now. You can hear me and see me, or should I say see my screen. But before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So now jumping into the charts. Now the first one I want to pick up here is on German DAX. As you can see here, beautiful move to the downside, and yep, the German index is selling off, and it dropped and it fell below this upside line that I talked about this morning, and of course and also it fell below this area, this hurdle, this 12,842 zone, this way kind of creating creating the more bearish atmosphere. Now the only issues at this point in time is that given that this morning, what I was saying, that if we get a drop below this hurdle, then yes, we could see a further move lower, and to be honest, we did get already quite a decent move to the downside, where we've tested the 12,728 zone and this 100-day EMA shown as the green line. So in other words, a few of our levels have already been triggered. The next one that I'm keeping an eye on is the low of the 2nd of October, or in the current lowest point of October, near the 12,540 mark. So again, this could be that next target, especially if it falls below the 100-day EMA here. If this hurdle is not enough for to stop kind of the bears, then of course we'll aim for that 200-day EMA or the lowest point of September near the 12,341 territory. So keep your eyes on that one. In terms of the upside, well, first of all, let's get rid of this upside line. But now what I would need to see here is at least a pushback above this 12,842 territory. But even then, yes, there could be a chance for the index to move back up. However, still to be on the safe side, preferably a push back above that 13,000 territory could do the trick for more buyers. But at the moment, the upside is slightly off the table, so we're mainly looking at some lower areas, especially if the index continues to drift below this 100-day EMA. Now jumping into the S&P 500, yesterday of course it was another down day, and looking at this picture, we can see that the index is kind of in correction mode right now. The upside line here is looking at this one is still kind of in play, but to be honest, let me just quickly have a look at the cash index and where the index is currently trading at. So just bear with me one moment. Oh, there we go. I do apologize for that, guys. So yes, now the index is sliding as well. It's also moving lower. Now the big question here is actually, will well, actually do apologize, guys. I think that yes, the price is already below this upside line. Well, of course, I mean, given the a sharp move to the downside here in the European equities, in a way, the U.S. cash indices are following suit. The price right now for S&P 500 is currently somewhere near the 3,448 territory. So basically around here, guys, slightly below this upside line. Now, if the slide if the slide continues, then of course our next target is the 3,425 zone. Now, as I mentioned to you guys yesterday, that preferably in order to consider maybe further declines or lower levels, going maybe back here towards these areas near the 3,355 or below that, we would still need to see a nice good drop below this 3,425 territory right here in order to get a little bit more comfortable with further declines, because at the same time the price would be placed below the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line. And then yep, like I said, we could aim for those slightly lower areas. Now, jumping into another index in DXY, and you can see that the dollar index is popping nicely to the upside. However, we're still going to be very careful here, because as I mentioned to you guys previously, in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside, well, wait for that pop above the 93.91 territory right here, because at the same time this would mean that the downside line, this downside line taken from the high of the 23rd of March has been broken. So if we, like I said, if we get that push above this 93.91 zone, so we're very close to that. It's currently very tight here, so let's see how all this is going to play out. But if we get a nice daily candle here remaining above this territory, well, I mean, like I said, this could be opening door towards slightly higher levels. Initially, I'll aim for this level here, the let me just adjust this very quickly. So this level right here, nope, not yes, that's the one, the lowest point of March of this year, and that's roughly around the 94.65 territory, which also coincides with the 100-day EMA here. And then of course we'll take it from there, but for now everything in a way it's leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, let's not rush into anything yet, because we don't want to see a similar scenario as we had here in the end of September, where the downside line got tested as well again, and yep, it then failed to overcome it. The index failed to overcome it and reversed back down. So let's keep an eye on it this time. If we do get that strong move above it, above this 93.91 level, then yes, we could consider some higher levels. Silver of course is pushing lower, and the US dollar is dragging this one to the downside. We're breaking this upside line I've mentioned before, and in a way now it's kind of increasing its chances of drifting further south. However, still the same game plan remains. In order to get a little bit more excited and comfortable with the downside, wait for a drop below the 122.81 territory right here, marked by the low of the 6th of October. WTI Oil also is pushing lower, so it failed to reach this barrier, the 41.46 zone I talked about this morning, and now we're closer to this other important support level that I've mentioned as well, the 39.07 level, marked by the low of the 12th of October. Now, if we get a drop below that, then yep, we could consider a bit of a correction, a further correction lower here. And the reason why I'm saying correction, because, well, in a way we are still above this little short-term tentative upside line here, taken from the high of the 9th of September. But to be honest, if that gets broken, well, I mean, the commodity could potentially go further south and test the low of the current lowest point of October near the 36.66 zone, or the lowest point of September near the 36.15 zone, and then we'll of course take it from there. But at the moment, in order to aim for this scenario to the downside, we need to see a drop below the 39.07 zone. AUDCHF. Now, I've talked about this one this morning, and look at this beautiful move here, and the pair is breaking. Well, it broke this 0.6493 territory that I've mentioned this morning. This morning we're still hanging around here, but well, I mean, yep, the bears took control here and drove this one lower. Now, let's see if this daily candle can stay below this area, because because what we don't want to see here is a false breakout. So for example, if by the end of the day it reverses sharply and the rate comes back above this 0.6493 territory and kind of ends the day somewhere above it, then well, yep, great news for the bulls, because we got ourselves a nice false breakout here, and this could reverse back to the upside towards this downside line taken from the high of the 2nd of September. At the moment, everything's kind of working a little bit more in favor for the bears. So let's see if this rate can stay below this hurdle. If it can, then yep, the next target here for me would be this low of the 12th of June near the 0.6425 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. AUDCAD, also quick update, so it continues to slide. This morning the pair was already below this key support area near the 0.9392, and now you can see that the pair, yes, continues to drift further south, and it's slowly getting closer to that 200-day EMA that I talked about previously, which is near that 0.93 territory. So it kind of coincides with that level at the moment. So let's see if we can actually reach that anytime soon. Maybe not today, but maybe this is left for tomorrow. USDCAD in this sense is pushing to the upside, and basically, as you understand, that this is mainly the US dollar kind of trade, and is because of the US dollar, and now you can see that the pair is testing this one of its key resistance levels, which previously acted as a good support zone, but now it's once again acting as a good resistance area near this 1.3240 mark. So as I mentioned to you previously, that when I was looking at this one, after we got a break of this upside line, that yes, it may recover here a little bit, but will it actually overcome this 1.3240 territory? Will it stay above it? Now let's see, of course, if it does that, but if it struggles to do so, then maybe something like this here could be possible, where we could see a reversal back down, because in order to consider the upside here, preferably I would like to see a push back above this 1.3418 zone and then aim for some higher levels, because at the same time the pair would confirm a forthcoming higher high, would be placed above the 200-day EMA, and well, maybe more buyers could see this as a good opportunity to step in. So that's why all this area right here could be a bit of a tricky one. Euro Aussie is very close to its key resistance right now, so let's see if we can get a break finally above it, and not only that we'd like to see a break, but we'd also like to see that daily candle remaining above this area. Now again, don't get me wrong, today it might stay somewhere here, maybe below this area, below this 1.6586 zone, but if it gets a nice push tomorrow, then yep, this could be quite interesting here for the buyers, and we could see this one pushing further north. And finally, EURUSD. So here the pair is also getting affected by the US dollar. The pair is drifting lower, and it's now testing this 1.1696 territory that I talked about this whole week, because if we get a nice strong move below it, then well, I mean, we could start looking at some further declines. Initially I'll aim for this little territory right here, the low of the 25th of September, or in other words the lowest point of September, near the 1.1612 right here, and slightly below that we do have that 100-day EMA shown as the green line, which could act as a good area of support as well, and then we could take it from there, guys. We'll see what it wants to do after, but for now not everything's looking good here for the bulls. The bears are taking, it seems like the bears are willing to take further control, so let's see if we get a nice good drop below this 1.1696 territory again, and if we get the daily candle kind of staying here somewhere, and if the rate will remain below this territory, below this hurdle, then, well, I mean, further declines here could be possible, guys, towards this area near the 1.1612 or near this 100-day EMA. So keep your eyes on that one. So guys, I really hope you found it useful. I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye.